If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 Baltimore Sports Media Superstar Competition. Go for it.
What's up, Baltimore? I'm Matt Costantini for WNST. Coming in for the Baltimore Sports Media Superstar Challenge. Well, over the weekend, as everyone knows, the Orioles break out the brooms for the Yankees. Huge three-game series. Took them down 1-1. Chris Davis hits 3 home runs in the series, continuing his pace for 60 on the year. 60 on the year. That's Roger Maris numbers. So, Chris Davis has a huge series. He keeps his streak running. Manny Machado tacks on another couple doubles. He's at 38 on the season, still leading the majors in hits. And then there was a B-Rob sighting. I thought it would never ever happen again. We finally have a Brian Roberts back on the team. And you know, Brian Roberts, a lot of people in this town, they've been getting down on him because of the injury problems. He's been injury plagued the last couple seasons. And, you know, I have a certain respect for what Brian Roberts has been doing, because this guy could have hung it up. He could have hung it up 2 years ago. He could have collected his $10 million, and he could have just called it a career, called it quits, hung it up. But he did. He came back, and he fought. He fought his way back. He fought his way to get healthy. He fought his way to be healthy for training camp, or for spring training this season. Now, we all know how that went. He played 4 games and got himself injured again. But he rehabbed again, and I have a respect level for a guy that's willing to fight like that and get himself back onto the team. Because you know there's no way that Brian Roberts is sitting back last year injured, and he's sitting back thinking, I'm glad I'm not a part of this playoff run. I mean, so I have a lot of respect for Brian Roberts and what he's trying to do. Now, getting Brian Roberts back, he's obviously not going to be the 40 to 50 doubles guy that we had multiple years ago. But he's going to bring a level of leadership and a veteran savvy that not a lot of guys in this team have. It's a young team. Now, Brian Roberts comes in, and he's going to give a team with a lot of youth a little bit of stability. Brian Roberts has been there through the losing. The thing I'm curious to see is how Brian Roberts is going to react to a team that's winning. That's what I'm curious about. So, I'm excited to have Brian Roberts back, and I really hope that he stays healthy for the rest of this run, and not just for the team's success, but living through as much losing as he did. I think the guy deserves his playoff run, for sure. So, back to the Yankees series. Before the Yankees series, we got the 4 games against the Indians. We split it 2 games apiece. Jim Johnson blows the 3rd game in the 9th inning on a just absolute heartbreaker. We went through that entire inning. We get ourselves back in the lead. Jim Johnson comes in, and he couldn't find the strike zone. Just wild. So Miguel Gonzalez, and you know what? That's one thing that has really impressed me about this team. We've had all these heartbreaking losses, but they come back and they rebound. They'll lose a tough game. They'll come right back, and they'll rebound from it. And it's been really impressive. Like the 4th game of that series, Miguel Gonzalez comes back, and we get the 7-3 win. Miguel Gonzalez now has turned into the number 2 starter on this team, in my opinion, behind Chris Tillman. Jason Hamill's no longer the ace of this team. But that's just my opinion. So, the ailing Yankees come to Baltimore for the 3-game set. And aside from Robinson Cano, Brett Gardner, and Ichiro, I have trouble naming one guy on the team. Obviously, CC Sabathia and Haruki Kuroda. Which, what's up with Joe Girardi pulling the okie doke on Friday night, last minute, telling everybody that CC's suddenly getting the start, trying to pull an okie doke on Buck Showalter. So CC gets the start in that game. The Orioles find themselves in a 3-0 hole. CC's no-hitting the Orioles through 5. And then we get to the 6th inning, and we execute the plan to perfection with a Manny Machado double, and then 2 swinging bunts, which get us back into the game. Meanwhile, TJ McFarland the Rule 5 guy gets the start against CC Sabathia. So we're already in the hole right there. I don't know what TJ McFarland's done this season that's earned him a starting spot over Kevin Gausman. But in my opinion, when you're putting TJ McFarland out there on the mound to be your starter, you're not giving yourself an opportunity to win that game. You're just not. Now, Kevin Gausman comes in and he's throwing gas. Comes in the third inning, has men on, gets out of the inning. He goes 4 innings and he looked incredible. Incredible. This is the guy that we've been looking for. This is the guy that we saw in the last start before he got sent back down to AAA. And that's what this team needs, honestly. Because once we get Wei and Chen back, we have 4 solid starters. We just need to find the 5th guy. And I think Kevin Gausman's the one, personally. So Nate McLouth hits a home run in the 7th, gets CC out of the game, and then of course you get the pan over to CC Sabathia going into the dugout, slamming his glove down, throwing a temper tantrum, and everybody where I was watching the game, everybody stands up, starts clapping, cheering, because there's nothing better than seeing CC Sabathia get pulled out of a game before he's ready to go. So that was awesome. Then we get to game 2, an absolute mauling. David Phelps gives up 9 runs in 2 1/3 innings. Orioles win that one 11-3. And the other good part about that was jumping out to that big of a lead. We didn't have to use any of our essential bullpen guys. We got to throw out there Jair Jurgens and Pedro Strop. Pedro Strop, the second coming of Armando Benitez, by the way. So, last night, the O's are going for their first sweep at home of the Yankees since 2005. Chris Tillman gets the start. Looks a little shaky at first. Gets the bases loaded, walks a run in, and then you start getting a little bit nervous. Machado comes through, hits the home run, gets him right back into the game. Chris Davis, Nate McLouth, both with home runs. Nestor's giving me the wrap-up signal. My name's Matt Costantini. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Matt Costantini. Find me on Facebook at Matt Costa. Thanks a lot, Baltimore, for giving me the time.
Good job, Matt. You clearly have done this.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.